Hello, this is Dr. Darnice. And hey, have you heard what this conservative Supreme Court has just done? They rolled back affirmative action. We already know their states rolling back our books and our history, right? What is going on? Books are being banned, Roe v. Wade is overturned, affirmative action is effectively overturned, people own student loans can't get no relief. What's going on? Anyway, I just want to come on and say, hey, it's Independence Day. It don't quite feel like Independence Day 2023 when all these things are rolling back in our society. This is why I'm always on here on my channel here. Thank you for watching another episode. I'm always on here talking about the importance of us having our own and teaching our own history and our own spirituality and religion, because not only is no one else going to do it, other people are demonstrating their intention on rolling it back, on erasing it, on doing everything they can to minimize, dismiss, pretty much move us right out of public life in any meaningful kind of a way. Of course, we're here, right? But in terms of us coming to the table as equals, in terms of being respected as people who have a civilization, an African civilization, who come from something, who've contributed to the making of this nation, that now we say, oh, it's Independence Day and let's celebrate America. Except there's this segment of the American population that we really don't want to talk about, because when we talk about Black Americans, it means that we have to talk about a whole lot of stuff that makes us uncomfortable. That's the environment now. That's what we're dealing with now. We live in a country that says, yes, we want to say that we're proud of our country, but we do not want to talk about the actual history of our country, because if we talk about the history of our country, we'll feel bad. Our children will be made to feel bad. Can you believe? I know you can, because you're living through these times with me. And so I don't know if you've been seeing my shorts. I've been uploading some shorts lately. As you can see, wow, I just jumped right in. I didn't say nothing about my setup anymore. I just moved, I just moved. So I'm in my new space. I'm in my new home office, and I'm not even set up yet. I'm not even set up. The most I could do, I got James Baldwin up there. I got a picture over here. It's coming together. And so I haven't been able to really make videos, but I have been making shorts. And so if you saw one recently, or even if you didn't, I'm going to tell you about it right now. I said that I have a giveaway coming. And the giveaway is going to be here in the comment section. You got to click the little more button now. And it is a Black History reading list. It's more than a list. It's not just one document with like 10 things on it. It's multiple pages where we can reclaim our Black history. As a matter of fact, you're going to look at it and be like, Dr. Darnice, I can't possibly read all these things. You'll have it. You'll be able to refer to it time and again. You'll be able to share it. You'll have a tool for helping your own young people know what they could be reading. They got all this time in the summer, right? And now different kids are doing different things, but they have time in the summer. They need to be reading. I've said before, they need to be reading. They need to be reading. And this is coming from a college professor who can tell you that when your kids get to be 18, 19, 20, 21, they're struggling to read. And I don't know if you're thinking about that, because they know how to read. They're certainly literate, except they don't use their ability to read. So they're becoming functionally illiterate. What do I mean by that? I mean, they're on this phone so much, on TikTok in particular, right? Our whole culture is going to short clips, right? TikTok and Facebook Reels and Shorts, and I don't even know what all else. But video clips that are less than 2 minutes, less than 1 minute long. And so what that is doing is it is diminishing their ability to focus. their attention span, and you probably know it for yourself. I know it for myself as well. It's hindering our ability to pay attention for sustained periods of time. And so I say to my young people in college classrooms, who benefits when you don't have the ability to read? You have the ability, but you don't exercise your ability to read. Who benefits? You don't benefit. You, as marginalized people, you don't benefit. You're losing ground. What am I saying? We are losing ground because we are not reading. We don't know the history. So when they erase it, we don't even know it's gone. So when they ban books, we don't even know what books they were or why it's important. Anytime a society starts banning books, we're in trouble. Okay, for real, when a society starts banning books, the whole society is in trouble. So what I'm doing is, because I'm always on here talking about other people and what other people are not doing, what I decided to do was join the resistance in whatever way I can. And so I'm calling my form of resistance Reclaiming Black History and Black Studies. So what I've done is I've put together this list that I want to give you at no cost, right? What would it normally cost? Well, my students pay my university a whole lot of money. And yes, I'm still teaching online. So it's still my university in LA. They are spending upwards of $65,000 to take classes and get a degree from that university. So what do they pay for my class? They pay a lot of money for my class. Okay, so it's not that it's free, it's that I am making it available because it's important to me to share some of what I know, right? So again, you will find the link to that in the box below. You'll have to click through and obviously give me your email address so that I can send it to you. But it's at no cost, and I want us to have at our disposal, at our fingertips. I want us to have a reading list that we can easily go to when you find like, oh, okay, well, what are we going to be doing this summer? Well, we're going to go on vacation, or we're going to do this, or we're going to be at home, doing whatever we're doing. We don't have to wonder, well, what should I read? I don't even know. Let me help you, right? Here's the teacher in me to say, let me help you, because it is overwhelming if you don't know where to start. You hear about these books, How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram Kendi, White Fragility, Tim Weiss's books. You hear all these people's names being dropped all the time in the media because they're part of the woke agenda, so-called, right? But you don't know what they are. You don't know, you're not part of your normal conversation, right? So I put them on a list kind of in context and give you even my short list on the first page. And so that you have a place to start. It's not just totally inundated with 50,000 books. You have a place to start. And I want you to take that and not only start on it for yourself, but share it with people you know. Share it with your children, your young people, because we have to give them an appreciation for reading. We have to give it to them because the only thing they're getting from the society is this. It is dumbing everybody down. And we see what is happening in our society. We see what is happening, right? The rollback of affirmative action means a lot of our kids will not be able to go to college. But look who's still going to benefit from a form of affirmative action. Legacy admissions. What is a legacy admission? Oh, it means that if your parents and grandparents have come here, that we have a special list for you, right? And especially if they've been giving money to the school, which means they obviously have money if they've been able to donate substantially and consistently to universities. And so, of course, they hold some special spaces for those kids. They don't consider that to be affirmative action. It's only affirmative action when it's brown people, black people, poor people. And now they've just said, in this case, it's no more race-based college admissions. Meaning, we don't think we have to take that into consideration anymore. We don't have to think about systemic racism anymore. That's done. Oh, okay. So now we're back to Jim Crow. But see, if you're not reading and you're not a history buff, you're not a student of history, you don't know that we're back at Jim Crow. I've been saying for at least since 2016 that this is the new Jim Crow, and we are at Reconstruction once again in terms of history, in terms of what we've seen before in this country. We're back at Reconstruction, which means black people have to fight for everything all over again. If you don't remember that history, do yourself a favor and Google Reconstruction and look at it and be like, oh my God, this is deadly boring. It's not boring. Well, not if I'm your teacher anyway. Anyway, I wanted to come on here and at least give a heads up in case somehow or another you are not paying attention to the news, you're trying to be on vacation, whatever else. Listen, the rollbacks are happening in our society. Is becoming even more crucial that we look out for ourselves historically. And of course, our religion is in that. I mean, I don't even think I have to say that, but I guess I do because of the channel itself. And by the way, you're going to see that the channel name is going to be Religion, Magic, and History, because I really believe in this, right? We've got to expand. I feel like I have to expand what I'm talking about here. For African American people, you know, you can't tell our history without talking about our religion and spirituality. So sometimes I forget to say it specifically, but you can't tell our history without talking about our religions and spirituality. So I just want to be able to expand the kind of conversation that we have here, but obviously our religions and our spiritualities are so important to who we are. But if you don't know, how many black Christians do you know are afraid of our spiritualities? I've made many videos about that. Christians who are afraid of black or African spiritualities. They can't even bring themselves to look in the direction of Beyonce when she's talking about Oshun. Okay, so it's up to us. It's up to me in terms of, you know, what I'm going to take on, which is, you know, I'm calling it the resistance. Because when we've seen societies move in this kind of a direction, the powers that be tend to come after the activists, the scholars, the artists, the poets, basically the people who have knowledge, the people who are literate, the people who are aware and in the streets. Those are the people that an authoritarian government comes for first. They start shutting down the population's ability to access books, because they know if you read, you will know that this has happened before and what you can do to avoid being oppressed. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it here. Let me know if you're on that long haul team. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter. But let me know if you're on the long haul team, and I'm trying to spruce up my space here so you'll see it coming together. Also, do get on the list to get your complimentary free resource from me. All right, join the resistance and get our Black history out here. All right, well, bye for now.